Ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on.
Turn it up.
What you're about to hear may cause your speakers to explode.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the feed.
Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse and to another episode of the Warehaus Vinyl Vault. Tonight, the vault is open, and tonight we picked the Scooters' Young Girls album from 1980. Ah, what a classic slice of power pop. We're all here just trying to turn you on. It's the Warehaus Vinyl Vault. Let's do it.
Serving up riffs hotter than Hellfire Chili with a beer chaser. Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Meet me on the corner.
All right, we are going power pop tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the band The Scooters. And, you know, with the Vinyl Vault, we all try to pull stuff. Very rarely will we pull anything from CD for this show, but this is all vinyl. A beautiful pressing of this on EMI America. So what can I say about this band? So this was a power pop quartet that came out of L.A. They came out of the L.A. club scene in the dawn of the 80s. Led by multi-instrumentalist chief songwriter Larry Lee. So bass, keyboards, guitar, vocals. The band also included guitar work and harmonies by Luke Zamperini and Robert Fierro, and Bobby Dean Wicklin laying down the drums. Now these guys, I heard the name, but then I thought I would pull the trigger and see what these guys were like. I think Stephen Schnees might have brought up the Scooters before. I can't remember. But anyway, based on my research, these guys were like a pretty big act in the LA scene in the early 80s. In that whole power pop scene, you know, 2020, the Knack. You know, we've talked about this on the show before, that when the Knack took off in 79, a lot of these record companies were signing all these bands that were in that quote unquote power pop vein. So this band opened for The Police, Joe Jackson, Joe Perry Project. They dropped this first record in 1980, Young Girls, EMI America, produced in London by Phil Wainman. So this was the guy. Now, if you know that name, he was behind Sweet and the Bay City Rollers. So you listen to this, you're kind of going, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. This record, they put out 2 records. This album, 1980. Second album, Blue Eyes, 1981, before the band called it quits. They never sold a bunch of records. This kind of went into oblivion, but never got released on CD. There was just a lot of competition, I think, back in that day. But you've got 2 records. I'm going to also feature the second album, Blue Eyes. I haven't got it yet, but I will be doing that. Anyway, check it out. We're going to play some tracks, maybe turn you on to it. You might think, my God, where has this band been all my life? So, all right, second track. Definitely power pop. It is power pop. What did I say? I said it was power pop. They do look like the Knack, don't they? The Sweet, yes, it fits all in there. All right, let's play another track. We're going to play the track Falling. Again, let me know what you think. I'm just here trying to turn you on to shit. That's all. It's all. If you might not be it might not be right up your alley, or it might be. All right, here we go.
Yes, I know.
more CSAT than next. Almost Goalie Walk. Well, the banana splits are probably better. Stephen David, you ordered that bootleg? Oh no. Oh no. Stephen David bought the bootleg. Oh goodness. No, that's why we're doing it on the Warehaus Vinyl Vault. Because we're looking at things, even though I did Rosie Vila on there, and of course I got a digital release. The whole goal with the Vinyl Vault is to go back in time to a lot of these records that kind of got bypassed. Or maybe they just weren't as good as what was out at the time. Just kind of look at these bands that got lost to time. That's what the whole Vinyl Vault show's about. It is danceable. Body Knowledge might have a point. I dig the riff to agree, but the rest, eh. And that might be because that might be part of the reason they never made it. Maybe they weren't just unique enough, you know? Kathy, I can imagine listening to this on my boombox back in the day. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think the whole album is solid. Oh, interesting. It's got that, Body says, it's got that LA sleaze glam rock thing going on, like Hanoi Rocks. Though they're not from LA, but I can see your point. A couple of these guys later joined Joey Mullen's Badfinger, I just read. That is true. I know it wasn't on cassette no, it came out on cassette. Wait a minute. What didn't come out on cassette? This came out on cassette, but not CD. It does seem like an AI band. I guarantee you, Robin, this is not an AI band. All right, let's keep going. We'll play another track. Let me know what you think. You might like this better. All right, here we go. This is a little bit different. I think I played the wrong song. I think this is Oh My Way. Hey, no problem. Greg, how are you? You know what? it's very Clash, like that bass line. I get that.
I didn't know it at the time what I left behind. Now I'm on my way, and I'm coming home today. Yes, I'm on my way. I've been on the road too long. On my way, on my way.
I do appreciate everybody tuning in and giving me some love. We might not be setting the world on fire with this stuff, but the fact that we are looking at bands that put out something back in the day in the 70s and the 80s and they never took off, never got a digital release, never got a CD release. I think it's just fascinating why these bands never took off. I'm sure it had something to do with promotion. I'm sure it had something to do with the songwriting or the production. There's a lot in it. You know, most of these bands that we know today, it's just by chance that they took off, you know? When I listened to the Scooters record, I know they had 2 records and neither one of them did anything. I'm sure EMI American dropped them. But I just think it's fascinating. I think it's always worth a listen just to see what these bands were about, you know? Sort of hooky, kooky, yeah. Now I can say I've heard the Scooter. See, this is the other thing is, if you ever, which will never happen, you're at a record store and someone says, "My God, Easy Buds, have you ever heard of the band The Scooters?" You can go, "Oh, well, yes, I have, whether you like it or not." So far, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I could probably see why it never took off. It was saturated, but I appreciate everybody humoring me as I go down this road. I have so many more records we're gonna dive into and dissect. So if you're new here and you like this content, please like, subscribe. I have a Ko-fi down below. Please give us some love. I usually don't mention shit like that. I also have merch. I tried to put the 80s out, but I had no take. I tried to put out the 80s had great stuff. But don't forget, Alex, this is 1980. This is really the 70s at this point. No one will ever ask. Well, Ashley, send me. All right, Ashley, I'm giving you a task. Give me 5 bands that you would recommend, and I'll search into it. Give me 5 bands. Give me 5 bands, and just send it through Messenger. It's always good to hear from the past. I know I'm just fascinated with it. We still have another track. Let's play one more track, and we'll get out of here. What is it? We'll try to go a half an hour. I try to do these shows for a half an hour. Here we go. Set and ready. Let us know what you think of this. Yeah, there you go. This was from vinyl. This never got, you can't play this on Spotify. You can't play it on CD. Only got a vinyl release, and that's what this show's about. Unless I divert, like I said, the Rosie Vila show, that was CD, but I made it as a Vinyl Vault show because there's probably more copies of Rosie Vila's Zazu album on vinyl than there is on CD, I would assume. So, anyway, we're just trying to turn you on to stuff. Maybe you want... Okay. I got the Paley Brothers. I've got the Paley Brothers album on Sire. And I have a story about that. I bought that I have to bring that out. I've got that, and that's pretty rare vinyl that I bought back in the day. It was cheap. This is relatively new because I kind of did a search for stuff, and then I picked it up. Paley Brothers, I think, is pretty expensive, isn't it? You like the Paley Brothers. We should do that one next. Maybe we'll do Paley Brothers next. Andy Paley worked with Brian Wilson a lot in the 80s. And I think Andy passed away. Sounds like a mix of the Tubes, Devo, and the Knack. Robin, 100% you nailed it because it is of that time period. So it fits right in there. Take your pick. It sounds like the Tubes in the 80s, in the early 80s. Sounds like Devo, sounds like the Knack, yes. Well, we'll have to do... I'll dig my Paley Brothers album out. I'll have to digitize it. Now, that, I think, got Omnivore. Correct me if I'm wrong, kids, but I think Omnivore put out a Paley Brothers, like a 2 CD set of that. They only put out one record of that album and maybe a live... I don't have it. I don't know. Does anybody know the Paley Brothers? Did Omnivore re-release that album on CD? I think it's expensive. I don't have it. Someone here knows. You people all know what you're talking about, so I don't know. I have just the CD. Okay, is it a 2 CD set? It's just not one CD, right, Greg? I think it's Omnivore. But it's 2 CDs, right? Oh, it's a single CD. Oh, okay. Well, I have never seen it. I know it exists, but I had the original vinyl, so I didn't really... I don't know. We should do that. Long CD. I think it probably has bonus tracks. I could do Dwight Twilley. I got Phil Seymour. Okay, we should do Phil Seymour. We could do Dwight Twilley, Al. I can do that. I'll write those down. Let me write it down. Let me make a note. Hold on. Give me a minute to make a note. So, Dwight Twilley, Phil Seymour. I got both of those Phil Seymour albums. Hey, what about the Textones? Do you guys remember in the 80s, Carla Olsen had the band, the Textones, and Phil Seymour, I think, was the drummer, or maybe he was part... We should do a Textone show. Oh my God, that's a great record. Lost to the Sands of Time. I'm writing all this down, so we've got so many shows coming. The Warehouse isn't going... I think Phil Seymour got a release. I don't know if the second album did, but the first album came out on Collector's Choice, I think. I don't think the second album did, though. London Choir. I know them. Blasters. Oh, the Vapors. You guys are... yeah. I can write all these down. Actually, I'll write. I can go back and look at the comments. I don't have to write them down now. We went 26 minutes. Let's wrap this dog up. I want to thank everybody. Please tune in for more. Just keep checking in for the Vinyl Vault. Tomorrow night, we're going to do the Hudson Brothers in the Vinyl Vault, the final Hudson Brothers album that came out in 1980, which is pretty damn good. It's not disco. but we're going to check it out because we've got a lot of response over the Hudson Brothers stuff. And I love the Hudson Brothers. So we're going to wrap it up with that one tomorrow. Paley Brothers coming. Blasters. God, we have to do the Blasters. You guys are fantastic. All right. Thanks, everybody. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. We'll wrap this dog up. Keep it clean, wrap the rascal. And for God's sakes, do not run by the pool. I've got Let It Be on CD. I've got Tim on vinyl. David Cassidy is coming. DC and I are going to be doing a David Cassidy series. We're going to look at the first 2 albums. There's so much shit coming in the warehouse. So thank you. Thanks for the support. Patreon, everything's coming. See everybody. Keep it clean. Bye.